Guys, how's it going? RedMaster, and welcome back to episode of Cards and Castles Casting Conflicts. Got a good one lined up for you today. Not going to try and spoil it here in the intro, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the gameplay.
Here we go.
Yep, here we go. We've got Banana taking on Unhelpful Yoda. Looks like Banana brought back the Crusader Druids up against Yoda's now Viking Crusader. Last time he brought in Viking Warlocks, we did switch it up on us a little bit. What do you think Yoda's got up his sleeve for this one?
I hope it's War Party.
Oh no, if it's War Party, I'm going to be sad. But anyway, both players starting off with the Lumberjacks. Pretty standard stuff here. Don't really think Banana's not going to take the trade. Yep, there we go. He does have a lot of global buffs. Could this be... Oh, God. He's not happy.
It'll be dicey in early game for him.
Yeah.
If he gets something like Rat King out, though, it could very easily stop some kind of
aggression, push, something like
that. Yeah, the issue is even with Rat King, it's any form of Chain Lightning that comes out could still completely clean the board from him. Yoda holding off on pushing with cards. This might be a reanimate deck that we're seeing here.
Potentially, and it's actually, I did like how he played the Blacksmith, so now Banana actually forced to use that second Bard, so the Spiny would make a better trade there, but maybe he's only going to hold that Spiny. He's a companion after all. We're going to see a Lumberjack come out now. You could see, well, no, not going to advance it too much. Priest follows up.
And another buff is going to probably come out here.
Probably. Yep, there it is.
I mean, this is how the early game you want to have it go as Druid Crusader.
Yeah. You just like to see this many global buffs, and soon you're going to start throwing out units that just become near untouchable. But Yoda's got that Lich, and smartly going to try and push the Bard here. Or at least one of those Bards. I'm going to imagine Spiny might come out to make a trade. No, he would survive. But still, it would be a waste of the Spiny.
I think that Yoda's looking to Drake Dance in and pop off Reanimate.
Ooh, that could be scary. I would like to see that, though.
If you look at the positioning on top, it's very aggressive. He's not actually attempting to kill off that Blacksmith, I don't think. I think he's going for the Fat Bard in the back corner.
Right.
And he's not very aggressive with all of his unit placement.
Well, if you're Banana, what do you do in this situation then? If, Yoda's set him up so well for, Drake Dance, possible Reanimate, I mean, do you try to pick off the units before they can start spawning, or do you just let it happen? I mean, we saw the Blacksmith move away.
You almost have to let it happen because of the freeze that already occurred there.
Right. Well, this is Yoda's opportunity.
Freezing Pillar.
Yep, Pillar. Spot that a mile away when the unit comes charging in like that. So he is going after the global buffs here. And I mean, Banana has the counter, but that sets him up really well for a chain. So he could play...
It's not looking good. He's triple stacking Armory. He doesn't have any big swarm units out that can just clean the board for him.
And the upkeep is making it worse. He's got an upkeep of 2 thanks to 2 Bards, so he's really not working with as much gold as he would like to. Because right now he could have brought out Frog Prince maybe, but even then, not very ideal.
I think he has to hope for a Frog Prince Luminaris. I don't think I like the Spiny play because I think that Yoda is going to get a lot of value out of, I mean, just a single blade.
Yeah,
lightning blade. Just
I
don't really see a comeback from that.
Oh, well, there goes the books into the Spiny, followed up by the Lumberjack. So could this be the Reanimate that you were telegraphing earlier?
Absolutely. I wonder if it's a double Reanimate.
Well, we just saw a lot of value off of that Freezing Pillar. And now
I'm surprised he didn't stack the Lich also.
Well, I mean, he could have probably, but maybe he was worried about freezing off another unit so that way it would still be the same amount. Because, I mean, Blacksmith would have
There's a double Reanimate.
Double Reanimate. Yeah, that's That's gotta do it. I mean, you probably hope for Illuminaris now, but yeah, I do. Centaur is not the play. I think this one's over. Any thoughts on how Banana could possibly come back from this, other than the Luminaris that we keep hoping is in there?
He could definitely have some action with Arbiter's Return, but in the end, that's still stalling. The issue with yellow, white is that um, you have to have those buffs, or else your units are basically useless. There's no big burst play action or big burst damage that you can do.
Right, right.
From here, I mean, a swordsman would be ideal, but even then, it wouldn't be enough to stop yourself from even dying.
Yeah, there's just too much on this board, and not enough in the hand of Banana to really make that comeback efficiently. So game one does go to UnhlpfulYoda. Very nicely done there. Did see that big reanimate, and we'll see how Banana is able to counter it in match number two. But for now, let's go to the players and see what both of them think. How did that one go for you?
Well, I drew every global buff in my deck.
We saw that, just triple stacking the armory, going two with the bards, and that.
And two with the blacksmith.
Oh, right, right. I mean, not a lot for you to really use with the global buffs. I mean, we did see Frog Prince, Spiny, but ultimately not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, what were you hoping for maybe when you saw the reanimate? Was there something that you'd think would get you out of it, or by that point was that it?
I mean, by that point in the double reanimate, I don't think there was anything. Maybe before he killed the bard, maybe a Rat King, but even then.
Right, right. Well, Yoda also switching up the decks, which was curious. Last time we saw you bought in the Viking Warlock. What made you decide to bring in the Viking Crusader this time?
I actually just placed the deck, like probably 15 minutes ago. I was just comfortable running it. I just ran them 5 games, and I went 5-0. So I said, hey, let's see if this one is working pretty good for me. I got a good mind sense for what I'm looking for. How to position.
Right, right.
Yeah, you don't really have a single signature just because of how much you do play the game.
Yeah, someone asked me, like, how are you not first? I'm like, man, I'm like the jack of all trades, king of none. Like, I got a lot of really good decks, but none of them are currently in the 36, 37, 3800 range.
Right, right. Well, I mean, excited to see what the next match holds. Banana, you do have the counter pick, so hopefully we can extend it to game 3. Haven't had a game 3 in a while, I think, on this series. Well, I think the last one being you and Oziek, right, Slash?
I believe so.
Right. So looking to see if we can get a third game. So best of luck to both of you, and we'll see you after the next match. Alright, so we are in game number 2. As you can see by the headwood, Banana goes for a Warlock Crusader Awakened choice. And we were talking about this off camera just a moment ago.
Oh, he keeps the headwood.
Oh, he keeps the headwood. But this is probably not the matchup we were expecting. While Awakened does have some strong things, I mean, obviously Headwood and the Dragon's Fire, we thought Last Will would be the more go-to approach.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he's keeping that Professor in his hand specifically because he knows he can get, once he gets the Professor up and rolling, that he can keep on reawakening it.
Could be, could be. We do see a Priest push from Yoda, fair enough to counter the Lumberjack. Banana obviously not going to take that with the Lumberjack. He values the Lumberjack, I guess, more than the draw in this scenario. English for a second there. But that does give Yoda the ability to kind of push in here, see what he follows up with for turn 3, which would be another Priest. Now, Yoda's taking a bit more of an aggressive approach for this one. How do you feel on that?
I think he knows he can't fight late game against red yellow. I don't know how much healing he put in this deck. I know personally in my yellow blue Mystic Journey / Reanimate decks, I put 3 healing cards in. But for all we know, Yoda could just have no healing cards whatsoever, and that as soon as those arbiters start hitting castle, it's game over for him.
Right, right. Well, we do see Armory going down. Yoda not as aggressive as he was in the, well, I guess not as unit-filled as he was by this point last game, so might telegraph what his hand looks like, but does give Banana the board a little bit here with the play of Armory, even though the Priest was going to die either way. Curious to see how he's going to stop this Dancing Swords. What could Yoda bring out at this point in the game, do you think?
I think he's just going to play some little units that are going to block in front of Castle. He's going to wait for, that Lich will do it right there.
Lich will do it, yep. I don't think Banana's going to take the blue fire in this one. It's not really worth it to do so yet. Instead, looking to set up a golem, maybe? Yep, okay. Not headway as we were predicting, but...
I think I would have played Books and Knight there, simply to start getting my draw going and get another unit awakening. He's in such a position that he can just play Knight for free and get a 4/5 for 3 costs.
Right, so you're saying it would be best to use the coin in that scenario, because he did only have 5 gold, so fair to use the coin, I guess, for that?
I would agree with that play, simply because it's... And Yoda is setting up for a reanimate here, some sort, trying to bait out some kind of unit to hit.
The freezing pillar.
Yeah.
I mean, Banana does have access to the Bolt Knight combination. I don't like it if he places the Knight up top.
Yeah.
Okay, Darkbender. I'm liking that a little bit more.
Still, I would have preferred flying Books there still.
Probably. He needs some more draw here. I mean, I would like to see some kind of reawakening for him, because he's got that Headwood ready and waiting for maybe a burst. We are going to see Horseman, though, followed up by a Vortex. Okay, like to see that. Oh, I wish... Does he actually have... No, he doesn't have Storm Strike. It would be funny to see Storm Strike just hit that and create a nice little chain there, but ultimately not going to be enough.
I'm not sure this is actually a... Reanimate would be the main theme here. I think Reanimate the backup card, and that the main idea here is actually just freeze.
Oh, yeah, we're looking to see... Yep, Darkbender gets frozen off there. Maybe, like, Freeze Chain, you think, is maybe the main theme here?
It's Yoda, so I can guarantee there are at least 2 Temple of the 5 Gods, so right. I'd go with that.
Alright, well, Banana does have options here. He can play the swords, can definitely blue fire bolt as well. I think he needs to get some kind of books out here eventually, no?
Yeah. There's no real easy answer to anything that's going on right now. He can't really push any of his big units forward because the reanimate risk is too high. He's going to lose that Darkbender for free. I mean, Red, when we started this, did you think that we were going to see a Vortex in this game?
No, absolutely not.
But... Did you think you were going to see a Vortex in the next week?
God, no, you're right. You're right. Vortex is not a card that we see often, and that just goes to show how very mad scientist-like Yoda is with his decks. You know, he's not afraid to try new things, which, you know, I love that approach myself too, you know, taking cards that you don't see too often, you don't really have a lot of people looking out to, and, you know, giving them some kind of purpose, even if it's minute, as, you know, you saw that Vortex play, but that's kind of what Yoda's mostly all about. So we do see a Ranger from Yoda, alright, so a little bit of a beefy boy. What's Banana's move here, do you think?
I'm surprised he hasn't played Craxus just to get more draw going, seeing as how big of a differential there is between Yoda's hand and his own. I personally would double block.
Oh, never mind. There it is.
Yeah. And then I would just block on that backspace there with Golem.
Nope, going for the books instead. He wants to protect Golem. I think he wants some kind of reawaken value off the Golem. And not the books. But Ranger, probably best to trade with the oh, Pillar.
Don't think he's going to get too terribly much value out of that Pillar.
No, I mean, it is protected, but, you know, not
I
really
would have
much
preferred just to
anything.
trade the Ranger in, because if
Uh-oh. You see what he just
if Banana had any kind of fear or any kind of movement card that could push Ranger away, or even kill Ranger, theoretically, that books would get a free Pillar.
Right, well there we see the Headwood Burst that we were kind of expecting this deck to bring. Not really getting too much value. We did see small castle damage plus an armory hit, as well as Lich being significantly weakened. But Banana still has another chance with that, so we'll see where that goes. I think Yoda this turn might have to make some kind of trade with that Craxus, just because Lich could run the risk of dying from Headwood.
I wonder if Yoda will specifically kill Lich off.
Like, get rid of it himself somehow?
Yeah.
I mean, you can trade with the Knights, but not going to kill anything. Craxus does get taken out. Very nice. Lich retreats back, so not going to hold it. Or not going to push it, I mean. He will hold it. But that's it. No card play. Nope, and Lich does not get hit out of any of those. So, Banana kind of upset about that, I imagine. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I would trade Craxus into Ranger here, and then I would start hoping for or actually I'd probably trade Lumberjack Knight into Ranger here and start looking for reawaken cards.
Saurus, or more rights, essentially.
Yeah, because I mean that playing a Saurus, you get two cards out of it.
There is the Saurus play. So looks like he's going to go for the Knights into the Ranger, as we just mentioned. And then I assume, yeah, you're going to want to RedMaster here. You got a lot of options.
I would actually just play double Knight of Flowers, because there's no way that Yoda can clean up any of the units he's played so far.
Oh, no, we're going to see a Swords instead, followed up by a Priest, which is okay, I guess. I mean, you're going to create a big lunking sword.
I like the staggering that Banana has done here, where now the Priest can hit a pillar on the top side, and the books can hit a pillar on the bottom side, etc., instead of it being a position where you have both units fully pushed forward, resulting in basically a death spiral of just pillar being played and until your board is frozen.
Right, right. And we do see Yoda's running out of options significantly here. We saw the Arbiter used on the swords, and only getting a 2-point castle heal out of it. That's got to tell you his options are not the best right now, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So, I mean, how does he keep following up? Do you think he goes for the double Knights here, maybe? Or is he trying
I wonder...
Oh, nope, Crax is going to be the play.
I wonder how much of this game Banana is playing inside his own head.
Right. Because there are multiple opportunities that he could have pushed, considering Yoda's card count, right?
Absolutely. I'm wondering if he's been playing too much of our other favorite game.
Maybe. Well, Horsemen are going to take into effect here. There goes the Priest. Not a huge loss for Banana's side. Probably one of the more throwaway cards on that board currently. We're going to have to... Oh, nope. Horseman takes the retreat, not opting to block, even though...
I think this is game.
It has to be. I mean, Headwood comes in, Saurus pops, and there's a lot that's going to happen right now. From the Golem Reawakening, double Headwood pops, double Books draw... Yeah, it's got to be over. I don't see Yoda coming out, especially against an 8-12 deflecting golem. There might be freeze, but I don't think it's enough.
I dislike pushing the books that far forward, because you can now play a single pillar to the top of his castle and
Be
stop
protected
all
for another turn.
pushes. Yeah, and I would full push Kraxus there instead of playing it towards center.
Oh, well, there is Yenneroth, so there's going to be a bit of a freeze stall going on now. We will see another pop from Headwood, though, so...
If it goes on castle, he plays Arbiters and wins the game.
Yeah, if any... maybe do both need to go on castle? Well...
He's
going to try and minimize the amount of...
That's game right there.
Yep, that's game. It'll be enough to take down the castle, and Banana does push it to a game 3.
Beautiful work by him.
We were skeptical about the Awaken, but it turned out to be effective in the end, huh?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a pretty sticky situation for him there a couple of times, but he really pulled it through.
Right.
And didn't trip himself or slip on a banana peel or anything like that.
All right, well, with that being said, let's go to both players and see how they're feeling after a strong game 2.
Thank you.
Vortex Yoda.
Yeah, that Vortex really surprised me. I didn't think you would run it.
It's not a card you see often, isn't it?
I've, like, never seen it in actual play. I've seen it, like, once before.
I think that's...
I got pretty lucky with all the, Headwood and Reawaken that I drew.
Yeah, there were some strong points where we felt like the Awaken, or at least the Reawaken, was going to be strong for you, especially with Headwood.
Yeah.
Now, there were points, though, where we'd assume that you could push in, considering his low card count. What were your thoughts in that time? Like, did you just decide to keep stalling until you knew you could secure a win, or, you know?
Yeah, that deck is, like, way more of a, you know, defensive deck rather than offensive.
Right.
Like, you hang back, have your Headwood.
Right. But despite the low card count from your opponent, you just felt it was necessary to sit back for a bit.
Yeah.
Right. So, going back to Yoda now, I you're slurping away at the back there. How are you feeling after the last one?
Oh man, that was rough there. Yeah, good game, I must say. It wasn't a whole lot of. I didn't have a whole lot of answers. I did have a lightning blade. I had a reanimate. I didn't have much else. It was arbiters. So it was like I could use the arbiters to, you know, I don't get to hit the heal with the arbiters. I'm just like, sometimes you get the card, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Do you run a lot of draw in that deck? Because with running Vortex, I would think that you need to have a lot of draw to compensate for having just a single movement card, which is basically a fear without the draw ability.
Actually, I only have one copy of Vortex in the deck. Sometimes it comes in handy. It doesn't hurt me too much to play it normally. Yeah, I do have Praxis up the wazoo, and I also have Shine. So that's pretty much it. I didn't see a Praxis that game. 3 in the deck, but
Sometimes the draw is just not nice to us.
yeah.
But I mean, with that being said, we do get a game number 3 now, which, you know, we're pretty happy about. You know, us commentators at least, because, you know, we usually.
I like watching.
Yeah, me too, Slash, me too. So we're gonna toss it into, I guess, the game 3 then, and see what happens then. So best of luck to both of you, and we'll see you after that match. Alright, so jumping into game number 3 now, Banana in a place to come back and win it, but Yoda in the more, I guess, advantageous position, considering that Banana's deck is known to Yoda. So we'll see what happens. Banana actually drawing a strong start.
I wonder if this is the no interaction deck.
Oh, from Yoda's side of the board?
Because of how many buffs Banana is running, the amount of just removal that Yoda has in this deck could just hard counter it.
Right. I mean, the no interaction carries a lot of things, even the more obscure ones like Drain Life that we don't see. I mean, I would love to see that deck show up, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and play it out. Yoda not making a turn 2 play, which is kind of suspicious for the deck, but could be just holding on to the resources here. We'll see Hassan City Guard come out, kill off the, well, at least one guard. Lucky not to lose a second unit to the last will. Would have been not so good for him.
Blaze? Shaman.
Nope.
I think this is the no interactions deck, Red.
I mean, Shaman and Salahar Rider, perhaps, and we do see a lot of cards. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, but, you know, for someone who created the deck, I would not be surprised in the slightest. So, we'll see Banana start to get like a little bit of those buffs now. Do you think Yoda starts to... Oh...
I think that confirms it.
If it wasn't already telegraphed for you, there's Drain Life. Yeah, so this could be the no interaction deck, and I'm kind of curious to see how well it does. I mean, a little nervous, though, because, I mean, don't you think he's carrying enough buffs to maybe... how would I put it? Like
outlast the instant damage?
Yeah.
The issue that he's going to run into, I think, is... Do we see Flamestorm now?
It would kill this entire board. If Yoda doesn't
do we see Tarius Files come out first?
I wouldn't play Tarius Files here, because Banana would have a chance to armor up.
Even with Armory, though, next turn he could still play Witch Bolt and kill the entire board.
Right. Well, we're gonna see Yoda opt for the draw here. Banana could have cut that off with the Spiny, but instead letting it go through. There's the Blaze onto Fat Bard. So, yeah, it looks to be more and more of a telegraphed Flamestorm, at least setting the pieces right. I mean, one Flamestorm completely annihilates this board. I think Banana knows that, and that's why we're not seeing more Rat King plays or, you know, additional plays. We are going to see Spiny, though. And these are big chunks being taken out of Yoda's health here.
And there's the Flamestorm. I think it was kind of greedy if Yoda just got that. It's not greedy, but if otherwise, I think it would be very greedy if he held on to it this entire time. I mean, he's down to 5 health. That's not what you want to have as a situation.
Especially with how much this deck also does tend to backfire on you. I mean, Flamestorm, putting yourself in a position where it can be a little risky. I mean, if he survives long enough, there could be the chance that Arbiter is in his hand, but...
I dislike that because now it allows the Leanna to come out.
Yeah, I think he goes for Leanna here and makes a big push to where even if Yoda's got burns, it's not going to be enough.
I think next turn we have to see Arbiters or some kind of healing or it's game over.
We have to. I mean, ideally we'd like to see hands here so we can play more, but I don't think he runs that just because of no interaction, preferring Arbiter more for the beatdown judge. Alright, gonna see Rider followed up by the General.
Oh, and he plays the interactions correctly.
He does. I like that. If he draws a Banana pulls a companion, though, which he doesn't. So, okay, we're going to play out this game a little bit longer. Goes for the Inspire here, picks up Sniper Shield Runner. I think he's got to trade with General. Yeah, just to avoid any sort of last will shenanigans. And this does give Yoda the opportunity to bring out that Arbiter that we mentioned. Which would be extremely beneficial, I think. Ooh, do you Dragon's Fire here?
I would.
Oh,
I mean, if I had Arbiters, I'd play that first, though, simply because of Oh,
Oh,
that's
he's
game.
gonna, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, the
Oh,
double drain
Yoda.
one. That's dirty. Oh, God. Listen, I know this channel gets a lot of, one of the inside jokes is that Drain Life is a bad card, Pog, but after that one, you gotta admit Drain Life has got a little something to it.
Can you imagine if he had Demonic Rage instead?
No. Oh, fantastic. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump to both players, who are awaiting word after a pretty sneaky game number 3.
Life. That's all.
Drain Life is a bad card, Pog.
Drain Life F tier.
Oh, man. We were scared for a minute there. Yoda, you lost a lot of health on your castle early on.
Yes, I did. I realized I was a little bit overzealous. That next armor, I just said, if I could just wait. I had Torius Files Flamestorm, I had Andrew, and I had Arcanine General. It's when you get all of those guys, it's kind of hard to think about the combinations of plays that you can make. Like, do I want to build up my Andrew? Do I want to get some Arcanine General draw off the Torius Files? Do I want to use this Flamestorm now? It was just like as long as he doesn't bring an armor. As long as he doesn't bring an armory, Flamestorm is good. And of course the armory comes. So, after one armory already hit the board, the odds of the second one coming out, I took the chances there.
Right. Now, you did
And
mention...
it did almost was fatal because I was definitely within range of a Spiny or Centaur.
Yeah. Now, you did mention that you were packing Andrew in that hand of yours. We thought it was the no interaction deck, but did you go for more of a last will approach?
No, it actually is the no interaction deck. I just tweaked it a bit. I actually did take out well, let me see, I'm checking now. I lowered, I believe, Frog Prince and Craxus to get to Andrew in there, just because of the simple fact that it gives me that build-up unit. And anytime you're running Torius Files and Arcanine General, Salahar Rider, and Lumberjack, Andrew just can't be a bad play.
Yeah.
So I just figured mid-body to solely build.
Yeah, 2 copies. It's not really, full-on last wheel, but as a rush unit, if I do have any last wheel things left out on the board by the time Andrew hits the board, it's a plus. I wouldn't hold him back too long in this. I'll say that. That's for sure.
Right. And Banana, we saw that you pulled pretty much, I guess, what should have been the dream hand for a deck like that.
Yeah, that was nice. Just the Drain Life got me at the end. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Right. I'm trying to...
Neither were we.
Yeah. Or at least the double Drain Life to kind of end it off. But what was your approach, I guess? Well, maybe we'll try to reevaluate here. For the last turn, you pulled that sniper, you got the Rat King assembled. What were your thoughts kind of making that last push? Or at least what was the goal for that last push?
I actually made a misplay there. I should have hit the Dark Bender with my Leanna and had one of the rats kill the Arcanon General so that he would have been able to move it. Put the Leanna in front.
Because Darkbender is flying.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Which is ridiculous. But
it comes in handy, that one scenario.
You gotta love
the number of times that flying has let me OTK it is greater than the number of times Drain Life has been useful for me.
Huh. Very nice. Well, I mean, I think
I
overall we
definitely
got a good series. For sure. Very happy that it went to 3 games. I don't know how everyone else feels about that. But with that being
team
said,
always end up taking it to full ride.
but with that being said, we're gonna end off here. So I'm gonna throw it to my future self to close out the video. With that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy this edition of Casting Conflicts. If you did, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video if you enjoyed it, sharing it with your friends, and of course, commenting down below your thoughts on how the matches went. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's the best way you can support the channel here if you haven't done so already or are new here. Best thing to do is click that subscribe button after all. And yeah, with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for me for now. So until next time, stay gaming.